Hey YouTube, today the video, it's not a real unboxing. I said I wasn't a fan of them, and I've had this one out of the box and I've shot it, so it's really not an unboxing. I went to look for a Beretta Nano today, as I mentioned in a previous video. My search for the Nano that I wanted was fruitless, but as you can see, I did not come home empty-handed. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Remington. As you can see, Remington plastered on the front of this green box. But this particular gun I've been looking at for, probably a year. Just never picked it up. Well, I picked it up today and I brought it home, took it out of the box, and as you can see, it is a Remington R1 enhanced stainless. Now, the gun is empty, the magazine is empty. Come with 2 mags. I'm going to move this box out of the way. It's standard stuff, paperwork. It does have a barrel bushing wrench, and you'll need that the first few times anyway, because this gun is really tight. But this is a Remington R1 enhanced stainless. Goes with 2 mags. These, I believe, are Metgar mags, which are nice mags. The follower is nice and smooth. It don't tilt, it don't collapse. They're both 8-round mags. I really like the mags that it come with, and I really like that it come with 2. Now it has the fiber optic front sight. Rear sight, it's all black. Now the finish on this Remington is top notch. I've looked it over with a magnifying glass. I've been over it with a fine tooth comb, and there is no blemishes on the finish. It's not a brushed finish, it's not a high polish finish. It's just a satin stainless finish, and the frame and the slide match perfectly. Now, I hate when the slide and the frame do not match on a stainless gun. That just bugs me. That's just me. I may be the only one that feels that way, but this one here, the finish is absolutely fantastic. Now, I went out as soon as I got it home. I cleaned it, and that's important. You get a new gun, bring it home, don't just start pumping rounds through it. You need to clean it, because it comes with oil and grease from the factory, because they don't know how long these guns are going to sit in this box in a gun store. So they have to keep it from rusting and corroding, and they cover it pretty good inside and out. You want to get all that out of there before you go to shooting it. So take it apart. Any gun, not just 1911. Any gun you buy, new especially, clean it thoroughly, oil it, then shoot it. But I took this apart. I shot 50 rounds through it just a few minutes ago. I didn't shoot any of my reloads through it since it was new. I shot some just standard old Winchester 230 grain full metal jackets, factory loads through it. Now, I'm not gonna give it a 2 thumbs up completely just yet till I get 500 rounds through it, but that's gonna take me a week or 2. But I got 50 through it, and they were flawless. and I could really shoot this gun well. I was shooting groups of 5, and for the most part I was putting 5 at a time in a 2-inch circle at 10 yards, and that's good for me. That may not be good for Hickok 45, but that's really good for me. I've said before, I'm not going to put accuracy and consideration in a gun review because that is up to the shooter. But I will also say that a nice gun with a nice trigger can make an average shooter a good shooter, make a good shooter a great shooter. But I'm an average shooter at best, and I shot this one really well. I was really pleased with the groups I was putting down with this R1 Remington. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Remington, and I'll explain that in a future video, but I believe this gun here will hold its own against 1911s that cost more. And there's some out there, there's a bunch out there that cost more. But the fit and finish on this one is top notch. It has an excellent trigger, one of the best triggers I've shot through a 1911. And comes with 2 mags, which is a plus. And it's heavy. Now, I'm not going to carry this gun. I've said in other videos that I didn't like guns with a safety, and I'm not going to carry a gun with a safety. But a 1911, that's just part of the plan. It's single action only. Everybody knows that. So a safety is just going to be there. Now, the reason I'm not going to carry this gun, there's several. One, because it's heavy. This gun is very heavy. 2 is the safety. All the shooting I do and practicing I do is with Glocks and striker fired weapons with no safety, and that's what I've been practicing with, and that's what I'm more comfortable with, and that's what I want to be using in a highly stressful situation, is what I'm accustomed to. Now, if you carry a 1911 and you're proficient with it, then that's great, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the third reason I wouldn't want to carry a 1911 like this is because if you ever had to use it, and I hope you never do, I hope I never do, but if you do, you're probably going to lose it for a while. You're probably going to lose it for a few months, if not a year, while they're figuring out all the details of why you had to use it. So I don't want to lose a nice 1911 from shooting some thug on the street because he tried to rob me or tried to kill me. I'd rather lose an old Glock that I can go pick up any day of the week. But anyway, I really like shooting the 1911. I like the single action trigger, and I prefer the 5-inch all stainless over the 3s. I don't mind the commander size, the 4 1/4. I really don't like the 3-inch 1911s. That's just my personal preference. But I have nothing bad to say about this Remington yet. After 50 rounds, I'm pleased. Now, I'm going to get the other 450 through it. It's going to take me a week or 2. And then I hope I can still say that I am pleased. I'm going to frog lube it and clean it now that I've shot it 50 rounds. I'm going to go on and tear it down, and I'll give it the frog lube and all that. But this gun is really clean. It's got Remington. That's all it says on this side is Remington. On the other side it says 1911 R1S. Right under the ejection port in small letters it says enhanced. And then it says Remington Arms Company. 1911 R1 and the serial number. And then it says Ilion, New York, USA. I'm not sure I pronounced that right, but it is in New York, so I really don't care if I did or not. But the Remington R1 Enhanced, I believe it'll hold its own against 1911s. It costs twice what it does. And you better believe there's some out there that do. I don't have any, but I've had a few Kimbers. Just got rid of a Kimber. I've had the Ruger. I like the Ruger, but Ruger had their safety warning laser burned into the bottom of the frame, and I didn't really care for that. At least they put it on the bottom. I'm surprised they didn't burn it right into the side. But I believe this Remington is a little better quality than the Ruger 1911. And it's a little more money than the Ruger 1911 as well. But I am pleased with it. The fit and finish is excellent. The trigger is excellent. My ability to shoot it, which does not matter, is excellent. Matters to me. It don't matter in this review. So I'm going to go on and frog lube it, clean it, and I'm going to start putting the rounds through it till I get to 500, and then I'll give you an honest evaluation of this gun. If it fails me in any way, I will let you know. I hope it don't, because I'd like to keep it. And if it starts failing, any gun that starts failing on me regular, it's going to be gone. I don't care what it is, or who made it, or how much I like it. Now, this one's almost good enough just to keep around, just to look at it. The finish is that good. If you're in the market for a 1911, I'd give them a look. And Remington's not new to the 1911 game. Remington's been making them since the day. They made them back in the early days. Remington is no stranger to the 1911. When I think of Remington, and most people do, they think of rifles and shotguns. But do a little studying, you'll find out Remington was in there making 1911s when 1911s were new, were the new thing, the new style. So Remington, they've been in the game, and I think they have made just as good a 1911 as anybody else, as far as I'm concerned. And the videos I've watched on it and the reviews I've read on it tend to agree. And like I said, so far, I'm extremely pleased with it, and I hope it stays that way. I would like to keep this one around, if nothing else, just to look at. But I'm going to pump the rounds through it, and I'll get back on here, and I'll give you a real review of what I think about it after 500 rounds. Give one a look if you're in the market. Thanks for watching.